Welcome to hour number 2 here of Southeast Sports Plus. We have seen a lot of movement as it relates to college football head coaches, and there are a lot of very attractive jobs available, one in every league so far this year. The latest of which, of course, James Franklin, Penn State. He is out. UAB head coach and former NFL star quarterback Trent Dilfer. He's out there with the UAB Blazers, and also previously to the season saw Oregon State out as well. And then also before the year, or before this week, we had Virginia Tech, and we've seen Arkansas as well. We've diagnosed a lot of those over the course of the last few weeks. Gerhard Mathangani and Patrick Walsh with you here on Southeast Sports Plus, and we're going to do something fun here. We're going to, put on our ranking hats, because I feel like part of the reason why we have this accelerated calendar, and some of the reason why these coaching jobs are becoming open here earlier in the year, as much as people might not like it, is because you kind of have to get out in front, because you don't know what other attractive jobs will be available as we move forward through the season.
And something that we've talked about a lot on the show recently is now the NCAA transfer portal is only going to have one window, and that's going to run from January 2nd to January 16th. So ideally for these administrations of these universities, you want to have your guy in place. And in order to do that, you got to have as much time as you can to do your national searches and stuff like that. Some of these head coach firings, I feel like, are a little bit of knee-jerk reactions.
Yeah.
And some of them are, I guess, warranted. But, I think one we have to look at is James Franklin.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about this one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he did a bad job.
Right.
104 and 45 is your record. I mean, a lot of programs will take that. I know there's a lot of SEC programs that would take that.
Yep, no question. And I think he did it. The reason why he's even at Penn State was because of the job that he did at Vanderbilt.
Right.
And it wasn't like he just, forgot how to coach. And I know the AD called it an untenable situation there to have James Franklin still there. So they lost 2 close games. I could see if they were getting blown out, because then that signals that the locker room is demoralized, and there might be some quit factor. They lost 2 close ball games. Yes, frustrating, but 2 close ball games. To me, it seems to me more of an emotional decision, more so than it was anything that's there on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like some of this boils over from the past few years of,
Absolutely.
we can beat up on these teams that have less skill than us. But
Right.
the notion has always been James Franklin, when he goes up against a team that is equal to or greater than Penn State, his only win is really Ohio State in 2016. And you look at that, that's 9 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, last year you lose the close one to Oregon.
Yep.
You lose at home to Penn State when you had 1st and goal on the 1-yard line and you couldn't punch it in.
Right.
And you end up losing by like a touchdown or something. I mean, you play in these games, they're so close, but it just feels like they haven't been able to get it done.
Yeah, and when I think about the Penn State job, and we're going to rank these jobs here in a little bit, which I think is really fun. You're in a really, really obviously great league, but it's a league that, in my opinion, is kind of top heavy, and Penn State is one of those top jobs. To me, it almost feels counterintuitive to disrupt that, because now you have to bring in a new coach, a new system, a new philosophy, probably new players to be able to go along with what that coach wants to do. I just feel sometimes these overhauls are unnecessary. Yeah. It's very different from the UAB job, because at UAB it felt like they almost quit on their coach. And I know there are some situations like they've been able to score. The offense has looked pretty good, and Trent Dilfer, you would expect the offense to look good there. But it just seems to me that the Penn State job in particular, it feels like you're almost tearing down a house that you did not need to tear down, because the value was still there.
Yeah, I mean, let's just put it as it is. James Franklin got this program out of one of the darkest holes any college football program has ever had to go through after the whole scandal and stuff like that.
Right.
I just feel like this I felt like it was coming in a few years. I didn't feel like it was coming after this. I mean, you made a good point. They didn't quit on him.
Yeah.
If you look at the defensive side of things, Jim Knowles, he's had to deal with injuries to linebackers, and the depth is thinner than thin ice.
Yeah.
And just looking ahead, or just looking back at these games, I mean, you had Oregon on the ropes in overtime.
Yep.
You were winning in overtime against Oregon. UCLA, that defensive depth showed up.
Yes.
And it cost you.
Right.
And then you look at Northwestern, and I mean, it's another close game.
Yeah.
But it's just
and sometimes I always talk about how expectations are everything, because when you look at Northwestern, if you're looking at their history, you would think Northwestern and Penn State, those two play physical brands of football. They're always going to be in it. They're always going to be good as far as just being able to battle toe to toe. Now UCLA, they were obviously a large favorite. They were a large favorite in both games, but UCLA has seemed to turn the corner.
Yeah,
UCLA does not look like a bad football team. It just they might have had a bad coach, but to me UCLA is not incompetent, and Northwestern has never been incompetent as a football team, as a football program. I wonder if they're just firing him now because of, the Vegas number said you're a 3-touchdown favorite. In UCLA's case, I think they were a 26-point favorite. In the Northwestern case, they were a 21-point favorite. And I wonder if it's like, well, you were supposed to win these games by 3 touchdowns, but now because it's close, we want to lambast this guy. That's the part that I really don't get.
Yeah, I mean, the UCLA game, it's not like Nico Iamaleava is a bad quarterback. I mean, this year has not gone according to plan at all for him.
Right.
But I mean, when you have to deal with a new head coach, that it's not really a recipe for success. And then you look at the Northwestern game, I almost felt like I saw this coming, because if you go back about a month ago now, actually I believe it was a month ago yesterday, Northwestern played Oregon very close at home. Now, granted, their stadium's only like 3,000 people while they're trying to renovate the stadium, but that kind of showed me something about that Northwestern team, to where it's like, okay, they can hang with the best. And it just feels like they caught Penn State when they absolutely needed to. They were at the lowest of their lows after not only losing to Oregon in overtime, you had them. You absolutely had Dan Lanning in them.
Yes, the best team, probably at that point the best team in the country as far as the way they were playing.
And then you look at the UCLA game. James Franklin talks about, I need to do better with travel and stuff like that. I mean, it's not easy going across the country and playing a game, but I don't want to say like, oh yeah, Northwestern, like I absolutely knew they were going to win going into that game. It just it had a weird feeling, but you don't fire your head coach over this. I mean, ironically enough, the last time Penn State went on a 3-game losing streak, I believe I saw the first game of that losing. I saw the middle game. And it was the longest college football game ever.
That's right. Yeah. Was it 7, 8?
I think it was 9 overtimes.
9 overtimes.
It was a home wet football game against Illinois.
Gosh. Yeah. I mean, kind of classic college football that you'll never ever forget. But yes, we talked a lot about this Penn State job. Now let's take a look at the holistic picture here, because we're going to rank the jobs right now, because there is at least one vacancy in every power conference, and then even some in the group of 5. At Virginia, in the ACC you have Virginia Tech, in the SEC you have Arkansas, in the Big Ten you have Penn State, in the Big 12 you have they're at opening as well. Even in the Pac-2, Oregon State is open before they move on to the Pac-12.